So today we'll be doing the speed test comparison between the OnePlus 13 and the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. Now these two devices are like flagship devices that the both companies has to offer. So OnePlus 13 is like the flagship device from the OnePlus, and the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra is the flagship device from the Samsung itself. Just disregarding the Fold 6, which is like a different form factor from the Samsung. But yeah, these are the latest and greatest and flagship devices that both companies has to offer. So both have like the Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset in these ones, and both are equipped with the 12 gigs of RAM. So this OnePlus 13 is the 12 gigs with 256 GB of memory. To have a better understanding like how these both devices perform, so I just opted for the 12 gigs of RAM version for the OnePlus 13. And if you see, so both chips are Snapdragon 8 Elite, but if we see, so the S25 Ultra is equipped with the Snapdragon 8 Elite chip, which is for Galaxy, and being overclocked by 4.47 gigahertz, and the on the OnePlus 13 that's 4.32 gigahertz of performance cores on both of these. So you would have an idea like if that overclock cores, performance cores does matter on the S25 Ultra, even though I would just say like it's very hard to just get the full potential of the regular Snapdragon 8 Elite chip, and on a day-to-day basis you wouldn't find much difference. Spec wise, like on paper there might be differences that you might notice, but in the real-time performance we have to see like whether those differences just matter or not. So we just go ahead and first do the reboot test of these both devices. Now before I start the test, I would like to mention that these both devices are connected to the same network, and we just go ahead and just start the test. So first we just go ahead and just reboot these devices. So I slightly like the representation of the restart on the OnePlus 13, and the S25 Ultra has the generic look. So I would just say that the OnePlus 13 has a better in that case. So 1 2 3 and go. Alright, so OnePlus 13 was the first one to open, and we just go ahead and just unlock these both devices first. There you go. So OnePlus 13 just went right into the screen itself. I'm finding the OnePlus 13 to be a little bit faster in terms of the restarting, and we'll just go ahead and just start the test itself. So we'll start with the so just to make sure there are no background apps running, so we just close all apps. Alright, so now all apps are closed. So we'll be just going ahead with the test like with the day-to-day usage apps and slightly lighter apps. So then we move towards the graphic intensive task, and then we finally run the benchmark test on these both devices. So we start with the Pinterest. So S25 Ultra was the first one to open this one, and we just scroll. So I'll just scroll these both at the same speed, and I'll just see like which ones just rolls faster or last longer. So I can see like the scroll on this app is a little bit better on the OnePlus 13, but that has to do with the app optimization. We just go ahead and just open the InShot now. So it was first on the S25 Ultra, and now we just open the Play Store over here. Okay, so S25 Ultra was faster, but that's very difficult to just notice those ones. Difference is very close by. I believe like that has to do something with the animation on both these devices. But yeah, now we'll open the calendar. So faster on the S25 Ultra. Now I would like to just mention, like on the OnePlus 13, the calendar itself is the Google proprietary calendar over here. It's not the OnePlus proprietary calendar app. On the Samsung, you're just having the proprietary calendar app from the Samsung itself, which might be just making the difference in terms of the optimization of the app. But yeah, Samsung was the first one to open this one. Now we'll open the YouTube. I opened first just one. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and just open YouTube again. Very hard to find difference. Slightly faster, very slightly faster on the OnePlus 13, but very negligible. I will just give this one a try. I will just open then the speed test over here. And the S25 Ultra was the faster one to open this one. And now we just go ahead and just run the test itself. Alright, so S25 Ultra was the first one to do and complete the test, followed closely by the OnePlus 13. And now we just open the calculator. I'll just give this one a try. Now we just go ahead and just open the camera. So it was like instant on the OnePlus 13, and followed by the S25 Ultra. Now we just open the Expedia app. Faster on the S25 Ultra. Now we just open the light cut. Or faster on the slightly faster on the S25 Ultra. Very negligible kind of difference. Now we'll open the Chrome. You can see the difference of the icons of the Chrome, like on the S25 Ultra, how the One UI just taking the altering the app icons. So let's open this one, and let's open like maybe some site over here, the Google over here on both of these devices. Let's open Apple website, so that will be later. Alright, so we'll go ahead and just click next. Alright, it was slightly faster on the S25 Ultra. And now we'll just go ahead and just let's try the scroll test. So I feel like the scrolling is a little bit smoother on the, very slightly smoother and better on the S25 Ultra, but very negligible kind of difference. Like once you're just using that side by side, that then only you can just notice. But on the yeah, so I can vouch on that. It's pretty smoother on the, little smoother on the S25 Ultra. And there's like a one anti-flickering feature on the OnePlus 13, so that just put less strain on your eyes. So that is a display feature that you're getting with the OnePlus 13. And now we just go ahead and just open the clock. So S25 Ultra, but very close. I would just give this one a slight tie kind of. So now we just open the Amazon. So faster on the I have to run this test again, just a second. So I would just give this one a try. Yeah, so I can vouch on that the what you call an app scrolling is slightly better on the S25 Ultra. We'll just go ahead and just very similar experience you're just getting in the app. So Samsung have a little bit faster animations, and here you're just getting very smooth animations on the OnePlus 3. So both are of these devices are pretty great in their own terms. Let's open a couple of apps. Yeah, kind of a similar experience you're just getting in terms of that very hard. Both the screens and displays are marvelous, I would just say. So now we just go ahead and just play some games over here. So we'll start with the Subway Surf and we'll launch some games. So slightly faster on the S25 Ultra, but yeah, you just go ahead and just play on these both phones and we see how this one performs. So very smooth experience you're just getting over here, no lag or anything. This is kind of a game that you play like on the go, like you're sitting in a train and just waiting to reach to your destination. So that's kind of a game is this. Yeah, very smooth and great experience over here. Now we just try this one same on the S25 Ultra. And very smooth gameplay over here. Couldn't find much difference, or I would just vouch on that, like the gameplay and the screen itself on these both devices are really great, and you wouldn't be wrong with these both devices, like what I'm noticing up till now. So we just go ahead and just play the Temple Run 2 now over here. So faster on the OnePlus 13, and we just go ahead and just play this one a little bit. Great graphics display, very smooth. Alright, now we just do the same on the S25 Ultra. Very smooth. The touch on these both phones has been really great in terms of user experience. I would just say like you're just getting utmost user experience on these both devices. And now we'll be launching the Asphalt Legends Unite right now. So there's kind of a gaming mode, you get a notification over here on the, so I would just give this one a try. We'll just go ahead and just play a little bit of game on this one to see how this, so I can see like the camera bump on the this camera bump is like interacting with your finger. At the same point, like you can just use it to hold the phone to have like a better grip, but if you're just sliding or keeping your finger, just resting your finger on top of it, so a little bit kind of not that great user experience. But if you're just holding it like this, so it will just might be better in terms of that. You get a better hold if you're just using that one to hold this device itself. The screen is really great on this device, but I can let's talk about that one later. Yeah, just after this game. Yeah. Alright, great user experience on this one. However, one thing I'm just noticing while playing games on due to this curve screen from the side, so that has been issue with the S24 Ultra and like all curved screens that you have from the side, so you're just getting weird reflections on the sides because of its curved screen and yeah, but that's not a big deal if you're just in a lower lighting conditions. You can just raise the brightness of the screen itself, but nevertheless, like I noticed that thing in this one, so I just thought to just talk about that one. However, on the S25 Ultra, that's not the case because there's no curve on the side itself. Now we play the gameplay the same on the S25 Ultra, and I can see the hold of this phone is a little bit better due to like you're just getting more area over here to hold the phone itself, so you get a pretty good grip. The camera bumps are not coming in your hands. However, on the OnePlus 13 you can use that one to just hold the device firmly, that I already mentioned, but a little bit better experience if once you're just holding this one horizontally than the OnePlus 13. So the graphics on both phones has been pretty much similar, like so the graphics yeah, so the graphics are like pretty much similar on these both phones. You wouldn't be wrong, like in terms of there's no heating issue that I noticed on that one OnePlus 13, neither on this one, and there has been like a great display. However, I just like the S25 Ultra a little bit better than the OnePlus 13 when it comes to the screen itself, because of the reflections on the corners, and then yeah, so that's my main reason that I would just say. Now we just go ahead and just launch the CSR Racing 2. So faster on the S25 Ultra. So now we just go ahead and just open the Real Racing 3. I'm not sure, like I tried to open the CSR Racing 2, but there has been some, I think, software glitch or regarding the app optimization that it didn't open. So let me try again this one, if that opens or not. So you guys would understand, like yeah, I'm not sure, like it's not opening on the OnePlus 13. So yeah, we'll just move ahead with the Real Racing 3. Alright, so it was faster on the S25 Ultra. So we'll now go ahead and just run the Modern Combat 5 over here. So very close by, I would just give this one a tie, and now we just run the Geekbench 6 test over here. So open first on the S25 Ultra, and now we just run the CPU benchmark test on these both devices. Alright, so S25 Ultra has completed the test, and now we're just waiting on the OnePlus 13, and it has also completed the test. So we can see like the extra cores that you're getting on the S25 Ultra obviously has the higher scores, and the single core you're just getting slight improvements, but on the multi-core it's like a lot of difference that you will notice. Like it like on paper and on the test itself, like it feels that it is considerably better on the multi-core performance. However, we just go ahead and just run the GPU benchmark test, and hopefully this should be same, but yeah, we'll see like how CPU affects this test. Alright, so S25 Ultra has completed the GPU test, and OnePlus 13 has followed up. So if you see, like, so that's strange, like you just have the same Adreno 830 GPU on these both devices, but you're just getting a better score on the OnePlus 13. I'm not sure like that would just reflect in the real-time performance, but you're just getting a better score and a higher score GPU score on the OnePlus 13. So obviously the S25 Ultra has the better overclocked CPU, but despite the fact of that you get the better results on the OnePlus 13. Now we just go ahead and just run the 3D mark over here. So we'll be running the 3D mark test on this one, and we just go ahead and just launch the test itself. So the colors reproduction on these both devices are pretty much similar, like very slight contrasty images that you are getting on the S25 Ultra, but nevertheless, like both devices are great in their own aspects, and very hard to find like the differences in terms of the performance on these both devices itself, while considering the quality of the video over here. However, I'm noticing like I'm just getting like better frame rates on the OnePlus 13 than the S25 Ultra over here, and that's considerably considerably like better frame rates that we are getting on the OnePlus 13. So it says like the overall score is maxed out on these both devices. And if we talk about the temperatures, so the OnePlus 13, obviously both devices have their upgraded the vapor chamber, and the temperatures were pretty similar, and the frame rates you're just getting are better on the S25 Ultra. The frame rates you're just getting better on the S25 Ultra, and the battery drainage has been the same on these both devices. And yeah, so both devices are like pretty hot, that I would say, to touch, and it's not like even they have like a bigger vapor chamber on these both devices. I just feel like these are pretty hot after running these all tests. Question arises like whether these devices like are both upgrading in, or which device you should upgrade. So the question is that like even if these both devices have like the Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is the latest and greatest chips, and the vapor chamber has already been increased on these devices, but still I would find the vapor chambers are not enough to meet the needs of the chip itself, because the heat that is being generated by the chip itself, it's not being catered by the vapor chambers that these devices has to offer. So I would believe like the devices itself like are kind of a maxed out in terms of, even if you go ahead and just buy the S24 Ultra or maybe OnePlus 12, you will be just better off getting those devices. However, if you compare these both devices side by side, so in the real-time performance, it's very hard to find differences in these both devices. Like the overclocked CPU of the S25 Ultra, I'm not sure like you can just make the use out of it with those extra cores that with those extra overclock cores that you're getting on the S25 Ultra. So if you're looking for the as far as the performance is concerned, so these devices are pretty similar. You will be better off with either of these devices unless you're just comparing side by side, and even then it's very hard to find so much differences. They have both have the great screens. Now the things that I would like to talk about, like whether you should go for the S25 Ultra or whether you should go towards the OnePlus 13, is obviously subjective. Like, but for me, like if I consider, so I will still be opting for the S25 Ultra, despite the fact that the price difference is like huge between these both devices. So for that extra price, you're just getting some extra things which will be just adding up to your user experience. The first thing is the One UI 7 is better and much more refined than the Oxygen OS. And the second one is the screen itself. So screen is slightly better on the S25 Ultra, even if you're just using the screen protector on it. And if you're not like putting the screen protector on top of it, so you will be getting much more greater user experience with the anti-reflective coating that the S25 Ultra has to offer, because you'll see more color depth in that. You'll see more contrasty and more blacks. Like the black will look much more blacker on the S25 Ultra, and it looks pretty nice to watch in person. The second thing is that the S25 Ultra has the flat screen, so you will be like more enjoying the user experience of watching on the screen of the S25 Ultra with very minimal, or you can say next to nothing, reflections in bright lighting conditions. However, on the OnePlus 13, you'll be just getting the reflections on the corners because of the curved edges, and the display itself is very much reflective. Like that's like there's no anti-reflective coating, so you in the brighter conditions you'll be just getting better user experience on the S25 Ultra. Now one more thing that I just noticed about the S25 Ultra which is better is the speakers on this device and the integration of the S Pen itself. So the speakers are much more louder, clearer, you get more depth in that, and the addition of the S Pen itself has been a great, and the S Pen is like the thing that differentiates the S25, or you can say the S series, from the other phones in the market itself. However, the S Pen has not been given with a Bluetooth feature this time, and Samsung has just cut it down in those corners. But despite the fact I never used that S Pen Bluetooth feature, however, if you're that 1% of a person, however, if you're just 1% of those people who use S Pen for to just launch the camera or just to swipe or take a snap a picture, so obviously that would be just kind of drawback once you're just getting this device. So I would just say just to stick with the S24 Ultra, and either way, like I would just say if you have the S24 Ultra, to not to upgrade to S25 Ultra if you have OnePlus 12. So I wouldn't recommend to just get the OnePlus 13. Like the differences are pretty much minimal. You won't make out of that processor capability. I would say like you cannot just utilize that power of these both devices, because after running the test I can feel like these gets considerably hotter in terms of when you throw the graphic intensive tasks. So all those GPU cores that you're getting should have, I think, much more better vapor chamber or cooling system that could just cater the CPU performance on these both devices. So the decision in this case would be like subjective about what you need. So there's like, I like the, let's say for example, I like the whole of the S25 Ultra design wise. I like the OnePlus 13 more in terms of like holding the device in hands. It's less slippier. The S25 Ultra is pretty much very slippery device, I would just say, to hold in the hands. And if you're just running the case on either of those devices, so that wouldn't make a difference. Even if there's the wobbly issue over here, there's no wobbly issue over here. If you're just getting the device for and using without the case, so there might be a difference in terms of once it's just laying down on flat on the table. But if you're just using the case, so either of the devices would be just equally good in terms of holding, because the case itself just changes your complete user experience about how you hold the device itself. And regardless of that, I would just say that if you're just considering on the price point factor, so OnePlus 13 I would just opt for. You'll get slightly lower, not the lower experience, but kind of a different user experience not that much refined as the S25 Ultra, but at that price that's completely worth it. And if you're just able to log in to a pre-order deal, so you'll be getting much more better deals for the OnePlus 13 in that one. So yeah, it completely depends upon like what you require from the device, and the battery itself pretty much similar experience. You're just getting, however, you're getting the bigger battery on the OnePlus 13, which is a 6000 mAh battery, and that's a silicon carbon battery, which just helps down to just reduce down and make the devices slimmer. And you might just get that feature in the S26 Ultra maybe, and you'll be just getting a bigger battery and better performance on the S25 or S26 Ultra next year. Nevertheless, like both devices are pretty great, and it's just subjective about what you want to just go for, because the price difference is so much in these both two devices that's very hard to just comment on that which device to get. It completely depends upon the factors what like matters you the most. And yeah, so that's all for today. If you guys have any questions, you can just let me know down in the comments, and please like, share and subscribe. And thank you for watching again. Have a good day. Bye.